to her car and fix that before she could get me correct information back. It was a good car. Yeah.
Hello. Thank you so much for bringing up the comment about references. I think this is essentially important because, part of what we're talking about here is ear training and training our brains and sort of figuring things out. So I wanted to raise 2 points. One is, and I think we need to pull this apart a little bit more. When the limiter came into play, the whole low-end envelope of produced music, at least in many genres, changed. And there was an expectation around the aesthetic of the production of music that changed as a result. When you push a lot of level into a limiter, you get more bass sustain. I think hip-hop, modern R&B, rap has changed in response in part to the resulting technology. So that the shape of the sounds and the aesthetic has changed, and a lot of people have learned the technique for getting that shape is to push into a limiter. We need to pull that idea apart from this idea that you're advocating for of absolute level, because there is more headroom than for the bottom end to come forward. But I just think that that's a nuanced aspect of this that's lost a little bit sometimes when we're not talking about genre and we're not talking about the aesthetics wound into this conversation.
Thanks for opening up a huge can of worms, Jonathan. I guess it's off to you. Because you just opened up the whole idea of using limiters with fast attacks. And I think one of the things that we need to, and we're not going to get into this, I promise you, is slower attack times.
I'm with you.
Have more people.
And slower release times.
And slower release times.
I'm absolutely with you.
Yeah.
Okay, but I think it's important to break that down because that leads me to my next point, which is the whole idea of good and loud. I remember when I first started making records, and in fact, Bob, I think I mastered a record, I mastered an EP for a band, and then you mastered the rest of the record a year later when they actually could afford a real mastering engineer. This is early in my career. And man, your work just sounded louder than mine. Not because it was hotter on the meter, but it sounded better. And to look at the people who are expert craftspeople at making things good and loud is also a great way to educate ourselves